Hello, HTC here on the Sage channel, and welcome to Lightsaber VR, or actually I believe they've rebranded it to Lightblade VR to avoid copyright. This isn't actually a Star Wars game, even though it looks an awful lot like one. Now, I've gone ahead and paused the footage here just to go over a few things really quick. First and foremost, we're recording just my left eye and no actual video camera footage of me. And secondly, these are the 4 ranks there: Rookie, Novice, Master, Legend. And as you unlock one, it unlocks the next until you get to the very 5th line where it switches out different modes as you beat them. And I've just unpaused the footage, that way as I speak you'll have some things to look at. Now, the very bottom one there, the 5th option, and yes you can indeed burn the floor, basically swaps out as you beat them. So it starts out with something like deflect 3 laser beams back at that little droid that you see right there. So successfully deflecting 3 of those back at the droid and killing it all 3 times will indeed progress you to a new one. Now, you won't be able to replay that 5th option anymore. You'll actually replace that 5th option on the list with something a little different. Probably like, I don't know, deflect the beam 10 times. And then it'll go to what we're playing right now, which is survive 250 laser beam shots, or blaster shots, or bolts, or however you want to say it. Now, the thing is, each of the ranks all the way up to this point, all 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, will actually require you to be, well, rather proficient, as in, it's not just survive 20 shots on Rookie, no, it's deflect 20 shots on Rookie. So, like here, you can see I'm successfully deflecting all these. That would be acceptable, but let's say I was to actually dodge one of these laser bolts at some point, well, that wouldn't count. So I could deflect 19 and dodge the 20th, or even dodge the first one and deflect 19, and it wouldn't unlock the next level. So you have to actually be somewhat proficient at successfully hitting them all, which is pretty cool. Now, the unfortunate thing, though, is after you've done all 4 of the main ranks and you start doing those reflect the bolts back at the droid, like I just did there where I killed it, and including this successfully survive 250 shots, because you actually don't have to successfully reflect them all. We could really just dodge all of these for the 250. You can't replay them. You can only do the 4 novice up to, I believe it was master ranks. You can only replay those, which is really unfortunate. Now, the thing is, do indeed have a problem with that, because it's gameplay that you can only play once, and actually, honestly, I really wish the audio I had recorded when I was originally playing this was here, because it was, well, quite enjoyable to be, oh god, but I was recording with the Vive's built-in microphone, and that wasn't so brilliant, and I couldn't record it again, because like I just said, that rank 5, that successfully dodge or block, survive 250 successive laser blast bolt thingy-majigs, was no longer there. Now, luckily, this game has not been abandoned by the developer. You'd sort of think that this $4 game, because yes indeed it is a $4 game, which kind of looks a lot like Star Wars, would be put out there, the dev might make a few bucks on it, and then a lawsuit would maybe wipe him off the face of the earth. Well, at the time of recording, he hasn't been annihilated, and he's actually said he's working on improving the game, and that probably means that he's going to give us ability to play those modes once again, which is, well, very exciting, honestly, because, well, it's a $4 Vive game that I absolutely adore. It's a lot of fun, and if, honestly, that 250 mode thing was still there, or personally even in Limitless, just see how long you can survive, and it'll give you dodge and basically, not just dodge, but dodge and block percentages, I'd play the crap out of this game all the time. And he has said, like I just said a minute ago, he's working on it, and he's even adding another map that sort of looks like the Turian Moon from Mass Effect 3. It's pretty damn cool. And he's also said he is listening to our feedback, so hopefully we'll see all those sort of modes that we've already done back again, or at least a way to easily reset the game so you can play through it all. Anyway, I'm also going to show you what actually happens when you defeat those modes and unlock them all, including this one. So I'm going to skip ahead here. And this is actually about a minute later when I actually finished the Survive 250 Laser Bolts challenge. So there you go, that was the last bolt, and ta-da! The machine actually shows up and it already shows you your basic accuracy, which is, well, how many out of them all did you survive, which is 100% here. And you see I was ecstatic because at this point I had been trying to defeat this for about, I don't know, 30, 40, probably an hour straight. And I kept messing up and letting one of the bolts hit me or something. Anyway, you can see Golden Hilt unlocked set at the end. You can see at the bottom here it says, now says, well done, you mastered the entire program of this robot. really, you'd think it would say droid, but don't want to infringe that copyright. Silly thing. Anyway, that at the bottom, the well done thing is, of course, in the beginning of the video where you would have seen the 250 or where the other things were. And you can, of course, see our other difficulties. Now, if my past self would simply go ahead and turn around and stop putting his lightsaber through things, which, by the way, is how you select things here, is you simply put the blade through things and let go. If you happen to buy this game, actually, please remember, you pull the trigger on the remote to bring this droid up to you, and then put the lightsaber through and release. Because it did take me 20 minutes to figure that out, because I was like pressing the middle button thinking it was like an aim and click like so many other games. Anyway, if we turn around, you'll see that there is, and there it is, a color thing on the floor, and just like everything else I said, you just tap it with your lightsaber to interact with it, and this actually changes the color of your lightsaber, which is pretty damn cool, honestly. You know, so if you ever wanted to be the Sith son of a gun with your red lightsaber, you can have that, or go through all of them. I personally prefer blue, so that's why I ended up staying with it. You'll see there's also another lightsaber floating there. That's actually another Vive controller. You can dual wield in this game. Yeah, you can dual wield, you son of a guns who just want to do that. No, Darth Maul style lightsabers yet. Don't know if we'll get those or not. Remember, you are having to hold the Vive controllers, so a little bit so-so. I don't know how they get the really long ones. Heck, it would even be nice if there was actually a custom Vive controller that had the weight of the controller somehow set out in front of you, maybe with a few, maybe even just a glass thing reaching out from the front of it to give more weight like a real sword, because a lot of the weight in a real sword is actually in the blade, so it's a little hard to do anything really cool with just that. Anyway, like I said, you can dual wield, or you can actually just go with one like I do, and this thing I just hit on the ground, the hilt button, and yeah, I was tapping it, so you watch the controller with the actual lightsaber blades there, you can see they change. So once again, as you beat the levels, it's unlocking these as well as the other lightsaber blades, so pretty damn cool. Or Lightblade blades, or however you want to call it. I'm just going to call them lightsabers because that's what they bloody are. And I hope to God the guy doesn't get sued. Pretty damn cool stuff. Absolutely love them. Hell, you could almost imagine this being multiplayer where just people are bouncing bolts back at each other and all sorts of silly things. I doubt we'll ever get it, but for a $4 game, I'd say if you have an HTC Vive, why don't you already own it? I mean, it's so damn cool. Alrighty guys and gals, that is that. Wanted to share that with you all. Hope you found it interesting. I'm working on managing to actually record with the Vive's microphone. The quality's not as good, and currently I get a lot of pops. I need to make a makeshift pop filter with like a piece of cloth or something in front of my mouth. But yeah, overall, pretty cool. Look for more VR stuff in the future. Thanks a bunch for watching, and I'll see you guys and gals next time. Ta-ta. Dang it, I want the other levels back.